Okay, hello guys, thank you for watching my video. If this is your first time, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and always turn on the notification button. Anytime I'm posting new videos, then you get in touch. Alright, this moment I want to talk to you, or I want us to get some understanding about one of the red flags in marriage, which is violent tendencies. Violent tendencies. Over the years, I've seen a lot of divorce and then breakups in relationships. But one of the things that I've identified is easy to react, or a violent, or being in a relationship with a violent people. And sometimes we try to be in it no matter how high or how violent the person is. So we'll try to be in a relationship, and then especially marriage, that one is serious, because sometimes the ladies especially, they try to remain in the marriage like that just because sometimes they are kids, or how they've suffered with the man, or the kind of help that they gave to the man, or the years that they've spent with the man. So when they are with the man like this, and the man is maltreating them all these years, they find it very difficult to leave sometimes. And this red flag is something that disturbs me myself when I was growing up. And one of the things we need to know is, I always say in life that nobody was born a Christian, nobody was born a Muslim, and nobody was born a traditionalist. But we were born and raised in those things. We were born and we were lifted up by somebody in the doctrines of those things. And sometimes the people that lift us up, or the people that took care of us, or the people that we stayed with whilst growing, some way somehow affect our lives, and also when we try to enter into different fields of life, it disturbs us a lot. Sometimes when you stay with people like violent people, you realize that when you are growing, sometimes the more you stay with somebody, the more the things that the person do, the more like you also begin to do those things, or the more you also do those things. And we have to be very careful, because this life is a whole lot. It's about each and every day assessment and correcting oneself from our personal mistakes. And this violent issue is something that when you study, not only in marriage and relationship, but in life as in general, life in general, you realize that most of the people that lived before, that we read about their life history or stories about them before, we realize that these violent actions disturbs them and then delays them, and sometimes they do not get to places or where they are supposed to get in life. For example, Moses in the Bible, it is because of this anger issue. And also Elisha. When you study some of these people, you realize that what? It is about this anger issue, this violent action issue. And it is something that we have to deal with. It is something that we have to correct as life goes on. Because it doesn't matter what we are going through. It doesn't matter the person that you are staying with. It doesn't matter who you are. As life is concerned, the things in life, you are going to confront them as life goes on. Or years to come, or days to come, you are going to enter into different fields of life. And as I said earlier, it's not only about marriage and relationship, but also life in general. So these violent tendencies, it is something very serious. And I've been thinking about this, that when you are in relationship with somebody, that the person is a type that normally, maybe like something small, the person throws his hand. Something small, the person is angry. The person wants to what? Hit you. The person wants to fight with you. You can imagine, for example, assuming like you receive, maybe you do something, some mistakes small, and the person slaps you. And let's say like in 2 or 1 week, you sometimes receive slaps like you sometimes receive slaps like 2 or 3 times. You understand? And imagine marrying that same person, or imagine getting into marrying that person. You can imagine how it is going to be. You are going to marry somebody that it will come to a time you'll be like, if not because of my kids, or if not because of the years that I've spent with you, or if not because of how I suffered with you, like I would have lived. And in the midst of all of this, you'll be what? Going through all these challenges, all these violent issues. Every small thing, the person will slap you. You can imagine when you are receiving slaps, and you are receiving slap, like for example, 2 times or 3 times in a week. Just imagine when you marry that person. Then it means you are going to what? Receive slap for the rest of your life. Guys, wise up. Be very careful. When in relationship or whilst in relationship, you have to be very, very vigilant. Try to identify the person's mistakes. And because of the relationship between you and another person, or the relationship with you and another person, try to, sometimes get close to the person. You try to talk to the person. You try to advise the person about the kind of things that is going in the person's life. As long as the person loves you, and not only loving you, as long as that particular act is not good, the person will do everything possible to change. Because change is not a one-day journey. So you have to be very careful. You receiving slap a week, for example, let's say 2 times or 3 times. Imagine when you marry that same person, you are going to receive slaps for the rest of your life. And I'm not talking to only about the ladies aspect. Some of the guys also, sometimes we marry people that maybe like because of the person is rich, or the person, her families are having money, or the person is like the breadwinner of the family. So the person tries to do some kind of act or try to rule the family. Just imagine when you are in relationship with that person and leading into marriage. You can imagine how your life is going to be. There is a stage in marriage that we call the gracious stage. That is the stage you are supposed to enjoy, or it's a resting stage in marriage. And if you do not take time because of the red flags, and particularly violent issues, so if you do not take time because of some of the red flags, your marriage is going to be difficult, bitter for you always. So we have to be very careful when you're in a relationship, and before we enter into marriage, have to be very careful to identify these red flags so that we can deal with them before getting into marrying somebody. Thank you very much. And if this is your first time, make sure you like, you make sure you comment, you make sure you share, you make sure you turn on the notification button, and don't forget to subscribe. I have interesting videos coming up. I have a lot of interesting videos as marriage and as relationship is concerned. Not only about this, but also finding solutions to human problems. Stay blessed and be blessed. Goodbye.